Hello and welcome to this episode of Creating with Howcraft. My name is Denise Yesbach-Moore with howcraftcollection.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create my rock earrings. The tools and supplies you will need to create these earrings are round nose pliers, wire cutters, chain nose pliers. The beads include a multi-iris coated druzy agate coin. This one is 20 millimeters. And then we also have rainbow plated hematine 4 millimeter pentagon beads. You will need an eye pin, an ear wire, and 22 gauge wire, color of your choice. A complete list of the jewelry making supplies and beads, along with printable PDF instructions, can be found on howcraftcollection.com. Search rock earrings. Rock is spelled R-O-C on the website. We're going to start off with our center bead right here. So we're going to grab our multi-iris coated druzy. And using an eye pin, we're going to string that bead down. And then we're going to bend the wire down. And we're going to come back in and trim off that little end. And now we are going to form a simple loop with our round nose pliers. We place it about there. And we just roll the wire towards us, creating the loop. And those loops are a little off. So I just want to make sure that they're lined up. So I just gave it a little twist. Now we're going to cut a 10.5 inch length of 22 gauge wire. I always cut my wire a little longer. I think that my wraps turn out better when I do this. So we're going to take the wire and we're just going to make a slight bend at the center. Now I'm grabbing 9 of the hematine pentagons and I'm going to string those down. Just stringing them down. And we're moving those beads to the center. Now we're going to take our druzy and we want to make sure the wires are on both sides. And we are going to bring it down and kind of just shape it. Now I'm going to pick up 5 of the hematine and we're going to string those down and then 5 more for the other side, and we're going to string those beads down. Now we're going to start to shape our beads. And we need to make sure the beads are nice and tight. So we're going to go one that way, and then this way, and then kind of move them a little bit so that the wires cross. On this back wire, I am going to come back in and I'm going to make a slight bend. Now I'm coming back in and I'm making sure those beads are nice and tight. So I'm holding them with my fingers and I am going to wrap 1, 2. And then we're going to trim off that little end, and then we're going to kind of squish it. Now we're going to come back in, and I'm going to straighten this out, and I'm just going to squish my coils down and then tap that little wire so there are no sharp edges. Now we're going to grab our 2 hematine beads, and we are stringing those down. The wire is a little loose right now because there's nothing really holding it down at the top. So let's form our wrapped loop. So I'm really squishing that down. We're going to bend the wire back, move the pliers up, bend the wire towards you, move the pliers to the side, bend the wire back, and now I want to come back in and I am going to wrap with my fingers because I don't want to damage the wire. 1, 2, 3. You can see now that the beads have tightened up around the circle. So let's take our wire and we're going to wrap it around 1, bring it to the bottom, and then we're going to do 2 wraps around the bottom, and then we're going to flip it over. We're going to trim off that little end. We're going to come back in and tap those wires down, straighten our loop. Now we're going to attach our ear wire. This is how you open and close an ear wire. So we're just going to open it, attach, and close that little loop. If your bead is not stable, I have a little trick for that. So we are going to cut a 7-inch length of 28 gauge wire. Okay, and then let's find the front. And we're going to take that wire, we're going to place it there, and we're going to wrap 1, 2. And then I'm going to make a slight bend at the center. And I'm going to pick up another hematine bead. And I'm going to string that bead down. And I'm going to bend it. And I'm going to pass that wire back through. Let's make sure that bead is at the top. So I'm holding it and I'm bringing it down. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to trim off that little wire. And we're going to wrap around the top 1 time. And then we're going to bring that wire down to right about there. And we're going to pull that wire nice and tight. And I'm moving my bead down a little bit. And we're going to come back over. We're going to trim off that little end. And then I'm just going to make a slight bend in the wire and then kind of adjust this little bead. And now you can see that our earring is stabilized. It does have the wire showing in the back, but the movement of these earrings won't show the back. And there you have it, how to create my rock earrings. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe at Howcraft USA. Follow us on Instagram at Howcraft Collection Beads. Be sure to visit howcraftcollection.com for more inspirational DIY projects and for all your jewelry making needs. New beads are added weekly, and each week howcraftcollection.com features an amazing new sale. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.